2026 qualifying tournament. This is game day 1, Group A. We've got France taking on the Philippines. We are in Lyon, France, to be exact, at Astrobal Arena. As you see all of the French flags in the air, this place is going to be packed tonight. A lot of home crowd energy. And again, 6 teams to be exact, battling for the remainder spots at the next Women's World Cup. And we've had 2 previous games. Today, Nigeria beating Colombia and Germany beating Korea. So we will see what will unfold before us right now. And here are the world rankings. France in that 3rd spot, Philippines at 39. And France playing on home soil here in Lyon. They do enter as one of the tournament favorites, while the Philippines look to bring energy and resilience as they take on one of Europe's top teams. My name is Kristen Mann, and my co-host right here beside me. Lucky to have you, Mark Mills.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be here, to be fair. I'm looking forward to this one. Amazing scenes to see all the flags flying high, and you know, we're going to have some big games. When France play on this arena, there's going to be some serious atmosphere. But for the Philippines now getting introduced, they're young, they're undersized, and it kind of, for me, it screams nothing to lose. You know, they don't have anything to lose coming into this. There's no fear for them at all. And I hope they're not going to be results focused. They don't need to be. They're on a different journey. They're on a path of growth right now. You know, the most recent rankings, up 5 spots. They're 39th in the world. And for them, it is about that consistent, step-by-step progress. Being in this qualification tournament is a big step forward. How they perform, can they put in great phases of play? Can they push some of these teams? That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, you said everything. I don't even know what to add to that. I mean, obviously they're coming from a huge basketball powerhouse country on the men's side. But as you said, the women's side is still emerging globally. They are participating in their first FIBA World Cup qualifier in this tournament. So I think there's a lot of excitement for them. It's safe to say it's going to be a tall order for them tonight.
It's going to be a tough week, but yes. you either step up or you disappear, and hopefully they'll step up. And tonight, but let's be honest, the test doesn't get any tougher than this against France. And you look at this French team, and the piece that I wrote down on my paper in front of me is now is the time.
Yes.
This is the point where France have to go that step further. They finished 2nd at the Olympics, a toe difference of not
literally
winning gold.
A toe.
But you look at this roster is ready to win the biggest competitions in the world now. That's what it's set up to do, and that is what they've got to do. Tonight, they've got a potential banana skin in front of them, playing an underdog, the David and Goliath kind of game. They have to prove a point here tonight and put in a big, commanding performance.
I could not agree more with you. A lot of silver medals under their belt with the Olympics, a couple bronze medals as well in Eurobasket, and silver medals with Eurobasket as well. But as you said, now is the time. And right now, we are going to take a short break for the national anthems. energy, the feeling already from the home crowd, everyone participating in the national anthem gives you chills, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a perfect way, isn't it, to get this game kind of the tone set for it. And to be fair for France, it's setting the tone for the week as well. You know, they have to perform here. The home crowd won't let them not perform here,
That is true.
And it is, you know, in the power rankings, they're third. I'd argue that they're second behind the US right now.
I would completely agree with you.
They're the two teams that are favourites to be in the final. And we're getting ahead of ourselves because France haven't even qualified yet.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
True.
We kind of run ahead of that. They have to get a job done here. It's not like Germany or Nigeria who have already got their qualification. France have to secure one of the two spots that are left here.
Yes.
And that's not necessarily an easy task.
It's not guaranteed, but everyone is assuming, since they are at home, they are one of the favorites, as you said, arguably ranked second in the world.
But that, for me, that pressure will sit on their shoulders because from some players' psychology, they'll look at it.
Yeah. And we've got the starting five right here for the Philippines. Bernardino, Pontejos, Ozar, Berabarabi, and Della Rosa. I think I mispronounced that name, and I chopped it up. Berberabe. I think I just made up a name. My apologies for that, Stephanie. And head coach for the Philippines, Patrick Aquino, has been in charge of this group for a little over a decade, and really has done quite well with this group.
Yeah, absolute wonders. I don't think it's a coincidence that having a coach in control and steady for that long produces results.
And the starting five for France, you've got Ayayi, Salon, Williams, Badian, and Lacan. And let's have a listen in just before the tip-off.
Quand tu viens, que tu n'as rien, s'écarter, laisser des espaces. On peut vraiment les punir dedans. OK?
And the head coach for France, Jean-Aimé Toupin, obviously has been with this team since 2021. Has done quite well for himself, to be honest. A bronze medal in Eurobasket in 23, and the latest silver medal in Paris in the Olympics in 2024.
And for me, the World Cup is the missing piece for France.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, they've been to 11 World Cups. They have one bronze medal. And that was 73 years ago.
Wow. Did you just say 73?
73 years since they've been on a podium at a World Cup. And when I saw that, I was like, no, I'm going back into the stats.
That's not right. Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. Pick through my notes and go. But that's, and it's now time. Like I said, now is the time because you've got the team, and now is the time because you've got to.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot be a powerhouse like France and not deliver medals in all of the big competitions.
Absolutely. And their roster is almost identical to that 2024 silver medal team, with the exception of like 3 players.
Yeah.
They're also missing Ileana Rupert, who I don't know if you've heard about her, but she's
a little bit good, right?
Kind of good.
She's having an unreal season again.
Could potentially be
EuroLeague Women's MVP.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. She's in the hunt for that. She's in the top kind of bracket for that.
All right, folks, hang on tight. Merely moments away from tip-off. All right, welcome everyone. FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament here in Lyon, France. And the home team winning jump ball. Salon, really physical immediately.
And that's clearly intentional. And again, if you are the underdog, you're not necessarily going to match up with the experience and level that the opposition are at. You can match and surpass them on effort, on hustle, on physicality. All of those are controllables for you no matter what level of the game you're at.
I love that you use that word, controllables, because that is so crucial in games like this. Badian fades away off 1 foot and draws first blood here.
And
France.
Badian's an interesting one for me. She's been so underused this year domestically in club basketball. She'd be one of my first, if I do fantasy GM, she'd be one of the first that you'd be trying to secure.
And stolen away by Lacan. AI kicks it out to Williams from the corner. And that's off the mark, but Lacan will recover the basketball. And again, so much physicality right away. Refs are letting him play, but great movement. And AI gets an easy lay-in. Oh, put her on skates. Man, unfortunate for the Philippines that they couldn't finish. But doesn't matter, got the rebound, still went in. And first basket for the Philippines by Berberabe. Williams. Tough take, and the bucket and the foul. Like, wow. Couldn't get the words out of my mouth.
And you can't discredit the defense. The defense actually did a great job on the cover. It's one of those. Good defense, great.
But better offense, yeah.
Unbelievable. Look at that. Being able to pull that from the hip, mid-air contact, and still be precise in the play.
I have no idea how she finished that. But there were so many moments in that one possession where I was like, oh, that could be a foul. That could be a foul.
Let them play.
Yeah. I'm glad they are letting them play.
Yeah.
And Williams completes the three-point play. Berberabe finds Bernardino. And she'll drive and is fouled by AI.
And I like that. Again, Philippines leaning into maybe where they have the advantage. Yes, they're undersized, but it's that quick first step. Getting your defender onto your hip like that, even with the wingspan that AI has and the smarts that she has, you're still in with a chance of drawing the contact and taking the foul.
And the captain gets the first free throw to go. Bernardino goes 2 for 2 from the line. Williams on the wing. Finds Lacan up top. This little pass inside to Badian, but stolen away.
Yeah, as soon as she brought it down, the Philippines capitalized, needed to stay up high.
Corner three. Around and out for the Philippines. AI goes inside to Badian. And a foul right away on the floor as Badian clearly has the size advantage.
Yeah, and I wonder if we'll see a fair bit of zone defense from the Philippines in this game, because if they do get isolated one-on-one, as you see in the replay there.
Yeah, and you see the double team is coming, but it's got to come quicker.
And the way France spaced the floor, it's tough.
Salon knocks down a two-pointer. And Lacan deflects it out of bounds. Ozart. It's Bernardino up top. Trying to create space. Shot clock winding down, tough contested three. That one's no good. AI comes up with it, gives it ahead to Salon, who is fouled.
And the only thing the Philippines can't afford in that situation is we see the foul. And the foul is kind of forced on Teos because they didn't play transition defense.
Yeah.
You know, you said you love the controllables. Controllable is how hard you run back.
Yeah.
It's number one controllable. And they just didn't put that acceleration in, and France were beaten down the floor.
Yep. You are 100% correct. A nice no-look pass inside to Badian. Oh, wow, I thought it was a foul, but I guess not. Let's see here, Pontejos. Oh,
25-centimeter difference between those two players.
that was really impressive. Salon gets that one to go, and her shot is just so pretty.
Yeah, it is. Her entire game is, to be fair.
Bernardina looking to go one-on-one. Finds an open cutter, but too much sauce on the pass. Goes out of bounds. So just a 7-point lead here for France. Nice crossover by Williams. Finds Salon wide open in the corner. A little bit heavy. Ozar looking to drive, but kicks it out. 3 ball off the mark. Now Williams coming, but just behind her. And AI way off on that 3. Might have gotten away with a foul there. And then they call that one on Layla Lacan. I feel like it's definitely physical. More physical than the other. I don't want to say more physical than the earlier games, but they're definitely letting them play a little bit more.
Yeah. And again, it's difficult. It's that interpretation. It's impeding. Is it truly getting in the way of the game? So it probably was, letter of the law, that foul in the transition, but it would have broken. It would have been far more detrimental to the Philippines than France.
So substitutions in for both sides. And a little bit of a reset here on the sideline.
How will the Philippines deal with Malonga is a question I've been asking myself
it will be
as soon as this was announced.
Three ball, not this time. And France comes up with the rebound. And I'm not sure if that was, from our angle, it didn't look like it was that bad of a pass, but I can't really. What'd you think, Mark?
It's one of those where even Bernice, she was kind of like, I was passing it to a spot on the floor that I know someone was going to be. I wasn't passing it to a player, and I think that's where the confusion kind of came in.
Oh.
I know someone's going to be on the free throw line extended, so that's where I'm going to put the pass. And it kind of went between two. I was terrified because Malonga had broken out.
I saw that as well. I was like, oh boy.
Here we go.
All right, sideline out of bounds. 17 on the shot clock for Philippines. Estrada turns it over. Ayai running the break and stolen away. Estrada coming back with it. And Malonga knocks it out of bounds. And they're going to say it's off the knee of Pastrana. So a little bit kind of sloppy play on both sides, I would say.
Yeah, not looking after possession may be the best as we see Johannes come in for Williams. But it's interesting, the physicality from the Philippines is starting to rattle the French players a little bit. There's a few conversations being had with the officials, and
I
that's a good thing from the Philippines' perspective. They're getting in there. They're in the mind now of some of the French players. I
always find it interesting with teams that are physical defensively, like the French team is. They're known for their defense. They're very physical. They go inside to Malonga, and easy lay-in for her. But when that physicality is returned, they're like, what are you doing? Oh, unfortunate miss for the Philippines. And again, they go up top to Malonga, and they're just going to have a field. France is going to have a field day.
They've got to drop into a zone defense. They've got to either deny the ball to Malonga, or there has to be a double or triple team every time she touches it. And she has to touch it a lot further away from the bucket than that.
Short corner shot off the mark. They push it ahead, but just not enough on the pass. Stolen away from Serrata. gets deflected out of bounds. And a timeout on the floor as France have a lead 15-4 with just under 4 minutes left here to go in the first.
Dalawang big guy, ha? Mag-set ka ng pick. Go! Go! Diretso ka dito. Ha? Diretso ka dito. Diretso. And then, diretso ulit tayo isa pa. Ulit.
Wait, is the ball down here on the side?
Go on the side. At the same time, go inside and then another double pick for Angel going that way. Come on, let's go. Hey, more movement. Come on, more movement. Go. Get 1, 3. 1, 2, 3.
And this is the problem they now face. Just the physicality of Malonga is so difficult for them.
But what can you do? She's standing at, what, 6'6"?
And what's that in European money?
Touche. I should know the answer to that, but I don't.
You've lived here long enough, surely.
Three-point shot is off the mark there for Sugapong.
Nice,
again,
much better.
Yes, they try to go inside to Malonga, but they've deflected it. However, it will stay with France. Sherry from the top. Not this time, but Malonga, easy rebound and is fouled on the putback, so she'll go to the line. That was, I'll say, a little bit of a ticky-tack compared to how much
contact there's been so far. It's in the act of shooting, so it becomes far lighter threshold.
You're probably right.
They've got to drop into some kind of zone now, but it is a pick your poison. Do you drop into a zone and give up perimeter space for threes to rain down on you? And my goodness me, have France got some shooters, but you'll limit Malonga, or do you just kind of let Malonga have that space?
Well, based on how the day has gone, as far as three-point shooting.
These rings are not shooters' rings.
Yes. In the two previous games, we've seen some teams struggle from beyond the arc. So
I don't think we've had a team above 25% from outside.
Bernardino fakes the handoff and is aggressive to the rack, but can't finish. Skip past to Torre. She'll take the open three. And Johannes comes up with it. Almost turns it over. Shot clock winding down. What is the magician going to do? One-footer three. Almost went in.
You don't need to ask the question. It's a one-footed three. Well, if the shot clock's running down and Johannes is anywhere near the ball, it's a one-footed three.
One-footed three. Another missed three for the Philippines. Sherry is thinking about it, looks for Malonga, and she's fouled underneath.
And the problem is, from a coaching perspective, and me sitting here obviously trying to analyze this, you're looking for solutions above the problems. You're looking, yeah, Malonga's the problem right now. I can't tell you what that solution is without digging another hole for the Philippines to have to try and find a way out from.
I don't know what this, I mean, it's just the height is not there. They don't have anyone over, do they have anyone
they
over 6'?
They got 1 6 foot, De La Rosa.
De La Rosa is the only one.
22-year-old, their biggest player, hasn't seen the floor yet, so, in fact, sorry, no. Yeah, has been on the floor a couple of minutes. But already has 2 fouls.
That's why.
And this is, you know, that's the problem you're going to have.
So Malanga goes 2 for 2 from the line. And the Philippines still struggling to score the basketball, just 4 points in this quarter. They've got some good looks, just haven't been able to convert. Three ball goes up and in. Right when I'm talking about how they need to score, Sugapong comes through big time for them. Sherry, beautiful assist from Berniez.
And that is the problem. If you over-focus on one player in the French team, they've got another 11.
That is very true. They're so deep in their roster. Again, they try to go inside to Malanga. Probably should have been a little bit more patient in that possession.
Yeah, just let her establish.
Yeah.
You don't need to find her on the move. Just let her properly set herself.
Nice take by Pastrana, but can't finish. Shot clock is winding down, though. Little shimmy up and under. I don't think they see the clock, and they don't.
And kind of zooming out from this a little bit, the problem isn't actually probably on the defensive end. France, 21 points in 9 minutes. That's not an awful performance. That's not terrible.
Oh, you're right, 1,000%. That's great.
Most teams, any team in the world would be, that's not too bad.
Right.
It's the other end of the floor. I think a lot of their energy and focus is trying to keep France down.
No-look pass inside to Malanga. And the foul. Not really sure why. Pontejos, I love the effort, but... Oh, excuse me, it's not Pontejos, it's...
Bernardino, yeah.
Bernardino. I'm not really sure why she went for the shot fake or thought she was going to block.
Yeah, it's that just frustration foul as well. When you kind of see the play go away from you, you're just like, I'm going to swing at it anyway.
So substitutions in. Gortinko comes in for the first time for the Philippines. Malanga now will go have a seat.
It doesn't get any easier though.
No, it doesn't. That's like it's just
he comes in. It's a different style, but physically, she is so powerful.
Yeah, and Pauline Astier in as well for France, putting the pressure on and gets called for a foul.
Astier, another one of those players that's just really building her personal stock right now. Another good season in Prague, but should be frustrated. And I know the 3 French players that play in Prague are frustrated that they're not at the final 6.
Yeah, that was tough for them.
Yeah.
3 is a no-go for the Philippines, and coming the other way is Sherry, but she misses badly.
Almost lost a camera operator on that.
Yeah. Berberabe in transition, flowing so easily the other way, converts for 2.
And the open play will certainly suit the Philippines. They want to see a broken game. They don't want this half-court chess match.
No, absolutely not. Sherry is heavy on the shot. Sugapong comes up with the rebound. And a foul with just 7.5 on the clock. And they did have 1 foul to give, so I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but...
True be kind? Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It's a ball on the side now for the Philippines. Hesitation, shot goes up and out. And that will not count for France. But after 10 minutes of play, France 24, the Philippines 9.
think the thing, as I said, you know, if I'm the Philippines, I'm not overly upset that we've conceded 24. France haven't gone easy on them. They have played full throttle basketball and they've only conceded 24. It is that 9 points. How do they create a game flow that gives them more than 25% from 2 and 11% from 3? Those numbers just don't convert to wins. And I think it is try and get the pace going, try and break the game up, disrupt the flow.
I liked how they started out aggressively on defense, kind of setting the tone. I think you have to know going in versus France that they don't really like contact. They like to give it, but they don't like to receive it. So you kind of have to play their game defensively a little bit, and that kind of, it gets in their heads a little.
Oh, it was seen, you know, they were having conversations, but the issue you've got is you then see plays like that where Gabby Williams takes huge contact and manages to pull the shot from her hip to get a score, and it almost negates the physicality of the defense. But you're right, the Philippines can't stop. They can't step back. They've got to just put every piece of physicality on there, but there is a point where you're only so tall.
What can you do? You can't stand on someone's shoulders.
No, you know, the old phrase is you can't teach height.
Yes,
you can be a great basketball player, but you can't teach someone to be tall. So it is a difficult situation. And let's be honest, Malonga's not just tall. Her skill set has gone through the roof.
Absolutely. All right, friends, take out your phones, scan the QR code for Courtside 1891, all your stream schedules, scores, live scores, all the basketball information that you could ever dream of at your fingertips. All right, second quarter underway here. France 24-29 as the Philippines start the quarter with the basketball. De La Rosa definitely got away with the travel. That was
almost.
a bit, yeah.
Almost.
I was like, hold on.
I think it was one of those, all the officials were like, someone's going to call this.
Yeah.
Someone's
you call it, you call it.
Some of it's all three officials were like, oh, okay.
Johannes, typical Naheem Johannes, makes it look so smooth. And stolen away by Torre. Looks like she's going to try and take it herself. Can't get it to go. And the rebound is secure for the Philippines. Barabe almost loses it, but is that I guess that is a kickball.
Yeah, a little bit of control with the feet.
So Bernardino will check back in for Philippines. They definitely need her leadership on the floor. Definitely use some scoring from her as well.
She needs to be a little bit careful though. She's already got 2 fouls.
Yep.
Oh, offensive foul. Illegal screen on Gay.
Yes. I think she's had a few of those in her career.
Yeah, she's very keen to get on the roll. Doesn't want to stay stationary too long.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Sometimes post players just can't help themselves and stick out that hip at the last second. And missed opportunity there from De La Rosa. Torre wide open from the wing. Not this time. Astier there for the rebound. Kicks it out to Johannes. She'll pull, and she will connect. And now a 20-point lead for France, and Ayayi just takes it away effortlessly and goes coast to coast.
Oh, Johannes so tempted to throw the arms in and grab that one away. So tempted.
Pulled her arms back at the very last minute. So ball on the side, 18 on the clock. Hayne goes inside De La Rosa. Ozar kicks it out. Corner 3. Comes up short. Astier with the rebound. Kicks it ahead to Torre. Johannes again for 3. Not this time. Big rebound there by Bernardino.
Yeah, Bernardino is throwing everything she's got, every last ounce of strength and energy. She's trying to lead her team.
And a kick ball. It will stay with the Philippines. And hey, look who's checking in for France. Gabby Williams, Layla Lacan coming in to give Astier and Torre a break.
And that is, you know, you look at the rotations for Coach Tupat and you're spoiled. The riches that you have at your disposal are unbelievable. There is no drop in quality or energy, or, you know, everything is so high level.
Shot clock winding down. They have to go up. Can't get it to go, but the O board is there. Kick it out. De La Rosa will try from deep. That is the front iron. And another, almost had the offensive rebound, but went out of bounds on Ozar. Johannes for 3.
Great box out by De La Rosa, though. Just locking in and keeping Gay away.
Tough take by Bernardino. It was blocked by Gabby Williams.
Yeah, you look at this. Williams just hung around long enough. She just kind of stayed up there going, I'm still going to be here when you let go of this. Just going to stay up here a while until you do release.
Just going to have some tea time up here in the air. And France now with 3 blocks. Dignadise gives it up. Bernardino has to pass it. Did they get the shot off in time? They did, but did not go in. Johannes finds Ai. Rip through, but a foul on the floor.
And it's just a read. As soon as the defense placed their hands there.
Just gonna rip right through that.
Yeah. It's a 101 for any defender.
All right, timeout on the floor. 31-9 for France. 6:21 left here in the first half.
And I like that composure, that relaxed style from Coach Aquino. It's what his team needs right now, because with players like Johannes starting to warm up and light the game up, he doesn't need to rant and rave at his team. He needs to let them have some context. It's process, step by step, play by play. We will get better and we will move forward.
You're 1,000% correct. I don't, do you want to coach? Do you coach?
People don't listen to me enough. Maybe that's just my own house. Maybe that's my children I'm talking about now. Are we in therapy?
AI is fouled. The basket, a lot of contact there.
Yeah, number 3 for Bernardino as well.
That
and that's
is
problematic.
not good. Not good for the Philippines.
Veteran players, leaders in your team have to deliver the energy more than anything else. But it has to be controlled.
Yeah. I mean,
they can't afford to have her on the bench because of foul trouble and unnecessary fouls. There's moments you just go, okay, take the points. I live to fight another day. We'll go again.
And most coaches in this situation would. Oh, we lost the lights.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Got a little bit romantic in here all of a sudden.
It sure did.
Can we play basketball by the ad boards? Is that possible?
Well, what would happen if everyone could take their phone out, put the lights on? Why not?
Let's do it.
Let's see what happens. Let's go.
It's all right, we got it.
No one's following our lead.
We got a few.
We got a couple. We got a couple.
We got a few people with their phones. I'm not sure if it's going to work.
I don't think it's going to help at all. It's not.
Doesn't seem to be having the impact we
impact.
wanted. It's very pretty though, seeing everyone's phone.
You know, I'm like, wow, this arena is actually really nice.
Yeah, it's creating a lovely scene, that's for sure. Should we get back to talking about the basketball?
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, we should. And from France's perspective right now, don't get me wrong, there's a winner in this game. Still, they want to win the game. But there's no winning this game from France. Even if they win by 50, 60, it's expected that they should be doing that. They can only really lose in this situation. There is no scoreline that is above what they're expected to deliver. And that's difficult to players from a coach's perspective and a player's perspective. But they are delivering, and that's the most important bit. They're not going easy. They're not taking their foot off the gas. They are playing fully engaged basketball.
They should not take it easy, especially when you're playing at home. There's a little bit of pressure when you're at home.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
There's obviously a lot of comfort when you're playing at home because you know you have the crowd behind you, but at the same time, there's a little bit of pressure where you're like, oh, we gotta do this for real.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they're taking it seriously, and they should. They've had zero. Well, not just France. Everyone has had very little time to prep for this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not use this time as a I don't want to. In a way, glorified practice. Obviously, there's still so much time left.
It's far more than that, but I know what you mean. It's again, we talk about the Philippines on a much longer, larger scale pathway. For France right now, it's still a pathway, but it's a pathway until the finals in September. That's the end of their development path almost. For sure. And all they'll have in their mind, whereas for the Philippines, particularly as, they've got a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 20-year-old, 22-year-old.
So much youth,
There's a much longer time frame that the Philippines are looking on.
And there we go. Now that's really bright.
Okay, I think apart from us both being blind now,
we're back in action, but
ready to go.
But the Philippines are also missing 3 of their scores.
Certainly doesn't
3 of their players. So don't do that again. Wait a minute.
Come on, let's get the game going.
Hurry, let's get a shot in.
Let's get some shots in before it goes dark again.
It just dimmed.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, the technical delegate, I don't think she's happy.
I don't think so either.
And I'm sure our bosses on the broadcast side probably aren't too happy to have a dimly lit gym either.
Oh, man. But, yes, the Philippines are missing 3 of their key players that were crucial for them to be where they are right now in the qualifications. Due to prior engagements to NCAA stuff.
So many basketball competitions, so many games, so many commitments globally. Marrying it all up is like a Rubik's Cube. It's just impossible. Or maybe it's just me that can't do Rubik's Cubes.
No, I can't either.
One question I was going to ask you, though, on the French team, they're in a different position where these players are now playing for their spot in the 12 as well. And there are players here where I'm like Carla Lake, for example.
There's a lot of players that could be on this team.
Does she make the is this a signal to say she's probably not going to be in the 12? Do we take that as written, or
I would hope
barring
not.
injury? Or are there more
yeah.
twists and turns that we could expect? Because that's the bit I love when you have a team like France, like you say, the depth in every position is off the charts. How do you get this down to 12 players?
The luxury that they have.
I know.
Seriously, Carla Late is a great player to talk about. They also don't have Marion Fotux.
Yeah, absolutely. Point guard position.
Point guard position.
Loyal.
There was a time where they didn't have any point guards. They brought over Bria Hartley. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And now they're just flooded with point guards.
Well, I think we may be good to go.
Are we?
Looks like it.
Okay. Wait, we have a basketball game? What was happening? I'm just kidding.
France was scoring.
Oh,
we could
okay.
have guessed that.
All right, 5 points for Ayayi, the captain. And Pastrana. It's actually Digna Dise will bring the ball up the floor, and she'll take a well-contested shot. Can't get it to go. Williams crossover, and unfortunately throws it at the feet of Ayayi. A turnover for France. Digna Dise looking for help. Backdoor cut. Nice steal inside by Della Rosa.
And that was some great basketball. And this is what I'm talking about. Don't judge it by the 40 minutes. Judge it by these phases. That is a beautiful backdoor cut. Lovely pass. And a nicely timed and placed pass again in the interior.
It's one of
Philippines
those.
have shown they've got those abilities. It's just stretching those phases out longer and longer.
It's one of those clips that you're gonna. Hey, we're saving this. We're watching that for positive feedback tomorrow or tonight. Like,
yep.
This is what we need. We need more of this kind of action.
And it's a self-affirmation. You know we can do it.
Yep.
Hey, you've done it. You know you can do this.
And they might not. Philippines might not win this game tonight, and that's okay. But there's still a chance for them to qualify. There's still plenty of. They've got 5 games in 7 days.
There is no need for any team here to win every game to qualify. So there is no game that writes you off at all.
.11 on the shot clock for France. Lacan goes inside to Badian, who's double teamed, and finds Janelle Salon alone. And she converts for 2. Tejos. And they turn it. Oh, I thought they were going to turn it over, but shot clock's winding down. They have to get it off, and they do. Big 3 in the corner for Pontejos. And Janelle Salona again alone under the basket.
Bizarre. It's like she's camouflaged.
Yes.
Something that they can't quite see her.
I didn't even see her. Digna Dise gets it to De La Rosa. Pontejos looking to turn the corner, twisting and turning. They got to get it up. And shot clock. Oh, they did get it off in time. I thought it was going to be a shot clock violation, but.
And it took the Philippines.
Ayayi misses the easy one.
I was just saying, on that last possession, it took the Philippines 20 seconds to get into even the final third of the court, let alone scale and attack.
Yeah. Just
to get into the final third was 20 seconds of their offense.
Back-to-back corner threes for Janine Pontejos. Gabby Williams responds with a 3.
And the Philippines are looking just a little leggy right now. The fatigue maybe starting to set in, the level they're having to play at.
Sigmadise kicks it out. And a foul on Janelle Salon. So Ponteos will go to the free throw line. So a chance for her to get, just hit back-to-back threes.
I love the confidence, just steps in. Just steps in.
I mean, you got nothing to lose.
But it's that experience as well. You know, she's a player that's played in 4 Asia Cups. She's, again, one of the veteran leaders in this team, and that's what you have to do. It is that no fear. Don't worry about missing. Just take the shots that are the good looks. What the game gives you, take it. Don't overthink it. Just play basketball.
And I like that she's stepping up right now, especially with their captain, Bernardino, on the bench with 3 fouls. They need guidance, they need leadership, and just like you said, she's their veteran guard. And just like that, she's got 8 points. So 20-point lead for France. A little over 3 minutes left here in the half. And Sherry.
That's a nice pass out the post from Malonga. As soon as Malonga got the ball, the double dropped on her, and she looked for that open play, and it was Sherry coming along the baseline.
And Malonga stolen away. Hold on, do we have an opportunity here? Get out of here, folks! Dominique Malonga throws it down. Can't believe I knew it. Had a feeling it was coming this game.
I don't think it'll be the last one we see.
I don't think so either. Who's that? Janelle Salon.
I thought she cocked her arm there.
Yeah.
She was like, this one's going to lay out Figaro.
Stolen away by Gabby Williams.
And the energy that dunk's given them.
Oh my gosh, so much behind the back pass. Showtime here in Lyon, France.
French
Unbelievable.
basketball, so beautiful. When they play uninhibited like that, it's absolutely joyous to watch.
Estrada misses the 3, gets her own rebound. Quick trigger from the corner, but off the mark. It will stay with the Philippines. And substitutions coming in for both sides. Look at this replay. Oh my goodness, get out of here. Makes just, what is that like? I want to be Dominique Malonga when I grow up.
I just want to grow up. That's all I want to do.
I actually don't want to grow up.
All right, Peter Pan.
How fun is that? Oh, offensive foul. That better not, is that?
Yeah, that's number 4 on Bernardine.
No way.
Yeah, that is a really tough call for the Philippines to deal with right now.
And of course, I mean, she just got in.
And an offensive foul. That's the one that's the right path.
That stings. All right, France now 48-20. Sherry goes inside to Malonga. And again, a little too much on the pass. Good defense by the Philippines. Sugapong almost loses her footing. Shot fake. And the runner off the glass is good for Pingle. Those are her first 2 points. Sherry will try from downtown. Alexia Sherry.
And that's the different look she gives as well when she's on the floor in that front court. She can stretch the floor.
The contact there on the drive. And eventually is fouled by Salon. So Sugapong will go to the line. And that's the second personal on Salon. So France right now 27 points in this quarter, 13 for the Philippines. As we said when the game started, it's going to be a difficult task for the Philippines to try and get a win.
So you really hope they stay locked in on this idea, not results, performance.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it's not even performance across the full game.
Yeah.
You know, tonight, let's get 5 minutes that we can clip up where we've played good basketball we can be proud of. Then tomorrow, let's go for 8 minutes of good basketball and just build and build and build. And hopefully, you know, by game 4 and 5 of this tournament, they could come away with a win.
Yes.
You know, and they might take 1 or 2 wins, and that could qualify them for their first ever World Cup.
Beautiful pass inside to Malanga from big to big. And Malanga now 15 points. Sukapong kicks it out. Ozar knocks it down.
And even watching this game progress, the Philippines are making better decisions as the game is going on. They're growing and learning through this game.
And that will do it after 20 minutes of play. France 53, Philippines 26.
And even though it's obviously a huge deficit right now, there's a huge gap, I don't think either team will be that unhappy. You know, France clearly going to be happy. They're dominating the game. They're playing the game the way they want to play it. But the Philippines have had some really good phases and good options and good looks throughout that first half, and they're not going to be overly upset. If they can start to improve some of those efficiencies,
yeah,
they're in, you know, they can absolutely compete with some of the better teams. Maybe not across the full 40 minutes yet, but certainly in stronger phases.
Yeah, I think the biggest question now, for at least for France, is can they keep the same momentum for the next 20 minutes? It's really difficult at times when you have such a big lead at halftime. You've got that 15 minutes to just kind of cool off, and sometimes you can relax a little too much. I'm not saying that they're in jeopardy of losing this game entirely, but...
No, the one thing I would say, though, is if I'm the coaching staff, I'm not overtly saying it, but every single one of those players are playing for their jersey at the tournament. And there are a few players that you would say are kind of semi-locked in.
Right.
But you would say half that roster aren't 100% locked in to be in the final 12. You know, you're in a fortunate position that these 12 players now have 5 games to prove why they should have their jersey at the World Cup. And that, for me, would be, from a coaching perspective, how you're trying to motivate these players in a game like this is, you've got to show me why you're going to be there in September. I
would 1000% agree with you. I think we often forget and take it for granted as players at times. You think just because you're on the qualifying team that automatically is going to mean that you're going to be on the team that's actually going to...
Definitely not.
Yeah, and it's not always the case, and especially with a team like France where they have so much talent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
And there's always a conversation whenever you get into conversations, as you see that huge throwdown.
My gosh.
You see the crowd reaction as well. But there's always these conversations about and the behind-the-back pass. It's just so beautiful.
Yes. All right, folks, we will take a quick break. 53-26 for France over the Philippines at halftime. Don't go anywhere.
This isn't a moment. It's a time unlike any before.
It's not a request, not a maybe, not a someday.
This is now. Feel our presence, built on strength
and drive. Not rising, we are arriving. Not hoping, but owning.
This is isn't a moment, it's movement. Constant, relentless.
Every cut, every pass, every shot.
Earned. Taken. Undeniable. The future, it's already here.
Forged in sweat, ruled by queens. When we move, the whole game shifts.
And we're unstoppable in all directions. We own the game.
Anderson was flying down the court. Reverse, reverse. She gets it.
How about that? Nice little play there by the Opals. Wow, how about that to end the first quarter, folks? What a game.
Gray off the elbow, this time falling down, has a chance for a three-point play. Did you see that shimmy? A little shimmy on the way down.
Shaking out of it, a little crossover, and nice smooth action on the jump shot.
Nice little turnover here. Defense feeding offense for the Opals. No look pass, Georgia the block, waiting for it, and it counts. Australia feeling themselves.
Now they're running. And what a fake pass. And then the pass to Lee Uiru.
Beautiful.
Still lots of time, though, for the USA to score. As Unescu with a deep three-point shot at the buzzer is good. And that's what happens when you shoot a little bit too early at the end of the quarter, folks. They go inside to Garvin. Nice tip pass to Steph Talbot in the corner. And it's good at the buzzer. Steph Talbot. And what a half she has had as she now puts Australia up 51 to 43.
So Vucevic, little pump fake, she drives down, and Thomas rips it from her belly. The kick to Jones. Finish complete.
Well, again, you got the bigs running the floor like that. Nice leak out by Jones.
Oh, goodness me. Amy here says, get that out of here.
Are you kidding me? Papa Nicolau says, give it to me. I'll go tax the closeout, beat Bruno inside. Fills it up. It's all right.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Lyon. France with a very comfortable lead over the Philippines, 53-26, and they have just been in front this entire game. But right now, the Philippines, their leading scorer, Janine Pontejos, with 8 points, 2 for 5 from downtown, and perfect from the free throw line. And she's really kind of stepped in, leading the way for Pontejos, or at least trying to guide this team as much as possible.
Yeah, I've been impressed. She stepped up when they needed her to step up. Obviously, Bernardino has started the game really well and very passionate, but picking up her 4th foul already is going to see her bench probably for the whole of the 3rd quarter, unless the coach kind of says, well, what are we saving about for? But Pontejos kind of stepped in and filled that role and delivered, really delivered, and showed, you know, that the Philippines aren't here making up numbers. They truly are a team in moments can compete, and can step up to the big stage.
I would have to imagine that they're going to try and go to her early in the 3rd quarter to try and get her going again, since she is 2 for 3 from downtown. And then the top scorer for France is Dominique Falonga with 15 points, perfect from the field and perfect from the free throw line, and perfect with that monstrous dunk that we saw earlier, which is so fun to say because we don't get to say it very often.
No, it's true.
On the women's side.
The one thing I would say is 15 points in 8 minutes of basketball.
I did not even look at that, but that's a good game.
8 minutes of basketball, 15 points, highlight plays, and just so dominant. And people will talk about, obviously, the physicality, the fact that she does tower above an awful lot of players that she goes up against, you know, 198 tall. That is a factor, but that isn't anything to do with height. She's reading the game defensively, she's a threat, and with highlight plays like that, she's grabbing so much media attention for women's basketball, which can never be a bad thing.
Yeah, obviously she was coming from unrivaled. I think did do exceptionally well in that league, playing 3-on-3 full court. That's obviously a different beast in itself, but doesn't seem to slow her down or anything. I think it's helped her game on the 5-on-5 side tremendously, and obviously making a huge impact with France right away.
I think for me, with the Malonga situation, I'm looking forward to seeing her going up and tried and tested bigs, because right now the Philippines are kind of make do amend. They're trying to put players into positions that they're not necessarily used to or comfortable, just to cover that situation. But you think about the games that France are going to have against Nigeria and Germany, that's going to be now the test where we actually see how far Malonga has come. But from the Philippines perspective, you know, if I'm Coach Aquino, I'm not too unhappy, which is bonkers when you look at it. It's a 27-point ball game.
Yeah, people are just looking at the score. And
I'm not unhappy. I've seen my team give me everything they can give. They've thrown everything they've got into every possession, and they're also reacting. They're listening and they're developing. They're learning from every play that goes past them. And that's only going to make them so much stronger and far more dangerous as the days go by, even in this tournament, let alone the months and years as the players develop.
Yeah, they've had a few great possessions collectively, sharing the basketball. It's moved very well. And they've had the same possessions, they just haven't made baskets off of it, but it's still a good possession for them. And I think we get so focused on, oh, we didn't score, so it doesn't count. But that's not true.
No, not at all. It's it's like Lego. It's building the pieces, it's putting the pieces together, and eventually you have this wonderful creation. But when you're putting those first few pieces together, it doesn't look great. It's not going to be perfect, and they don't need perfect. They just need better. Every phase just needs this concept of, well, it was better than we did that last time. But against a team that has so many superstars as well as the likes of Malonga, it was always going to be a tough opening day for them here.
Yeah, I mean, and we've already said this, there's 5 games in 7 days. They have a chance to sneak a couple wins.
They have a chance of qualifying for their first ever World Cup. That's, you don't have to put a sentence any more than that, right? You're any one of these players coming from a country that is probably up there in one of the top basketball crazed countries on the planet.
I was like,
if you're part of a team that takes your country to their first ever World Cup,
oh my gosh,
you're in legend status. You know, you'll be lifted to the skies in the Philippines if they can do that, and that's what's going to drive them. You know, they can put this game to bed, and if they can fight their way back in, great. If they can't, it's done. It's gone. It's out of your mind. You know, on to the next one, on to the next day, on to the next challenge that will face them.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, folks, I know we're might be getting a little ahead of ourselves, but France has not qualified quite yet for the World Cup that will take place in Berlin.
And it's not an easy qualification for them, I don't think. You look at this group, Germany and Nigeria are both qualified through being hosts and Afrobasket champions respectively, but they're not going to be easy games. And all it then takes is one more bad day.
Right. And
you're coming away with 3 losses, 2 wins, and you might be in a points difference situation or a head-to-head, or they cannot afford to stop.
Absolutely. Let's have a listen to the last words from both sides before we head into the third quarter.
1, 2, 3. OK? On fait 3 côtés. OK? Et on refait 0 avec le sneak de...
Normal, 3 côtés, pareil, on reverse parce que l'écran.
Oui, tu tournes le flic. OK? Par contre, là, il faut vraiment rentrer parce qu'il n'y a plus personne en bas. Ouais.
Allez, lève la rouge.
And again, to go back to this, 5 games in 7 days is a lot for anyone. I don't care what level you're playing on. It's exhausting. So anything can happen in this week for any team.
It certainly helps if you've got 12 world-class players in your roster.
Absolutely.
It makes it a little bit easier.
It sure does. Welcome back, everyone. FIBA World Cup qualifiers here in Lyon, France. And France throw it away. Ozar comes up with it. We get it back to Sugapong. Looks to attack the big. And deflects it out of bounds with 3.4 on the shot clock for the Philippines.
And it was a case there where Sugapong looked up and there's just a wall of white just in front of her.
And the shot clock winding down, they have to go up, and oh my! Tough finish. Wow.
Absolutely deserves to have a smile on her face under that play. Nice step through.
Look, and with the left hand.
Yeah.
Sugapong. Big time basket there for her. And completes the 3-point play. It's a nice little start for the Philippines. And that's the 3rd foul on Janelle Salon. And an offensive foul.
Yeah, legal screen. Interesting to see the replay on that one. Did she just flash the basket up a split second too soon?
Too early?
Yeah.
Got caught. Well, guess we won't. We'll never know. De La Rosa finds Sugapong. Sugapong again looking to go one-on-one. Crosses over Salon off the glass. But can't finish. Salon comes down with the rebounds. And they go inside to Badian. It's her own rebound. Oh, thought she had her own rebound, but I'm not sure who that went out of bounds on. I think they're going to say France. Yes, France basketball. Getting up top to Williams. Williams sidestep 3. Not this time. Sugapong. Ooh, nice little hesitation. I thought she could have kept going. And Gabby Williams got a piece of that. Williams will go all the way and is fouled. You hear the reaction by the crowd.
Yeah.
That was a tough.
I don't think Williams was happy, particularly with De La Rosa, but what, she's supposed to just let her have the layup? I don't mind that. There's a physical play. There's no malice to it. She's going straight up. She's not trying to submarine her or anything.
Yeah, she went straight up. That's good verticality by her.
I think that's a good defensive stand. That's what you would ask for as a coach, to see her deliver. You wouldn't want her just to step out the way.
And Williams misses both free throws, actually.
Makes it an even better foul.
Yes, it does.
Oh, what a pass.
Corner pocket 3 by Ozar is not going to go down this time. But again, that's a good shot by the Philippines. Can't be mad at that. And stolen away. Opportunity here for the Philippines. Ozar pulls up and finishes.
I love that confidence. You know, Ozar, just 21 years of age and confident just to stop in the lane, hit that mid-range jumper.
And I do believe Ozar is called for a foul underneath the basket. Looks like she pushed from behind. Like AI was trying to post her up.
I just think the mismatch. Ozar was quite happy to give up a foul early in that play. I don't want to get locked into the low post.
And Badian adds 2 more for France. A lot of contact. See who that will be on. Oh yeah, that was a gnarly screen by De La Rosa.
Wasn't too bad until the arms came up.
Yeah.
And just cleaned her out.
So now De La Rosa goes to the bench. That's her 4th foul as well.
And that is a problem, because that is pretty much her only legitimate 5 in the game.
And someone called a foul again?
Yeah, Ozar, I think, just having to go, trying to jump into the passing lane and going over the top.
Oh, I see. Grabbed her from
the arm,
from behind, yeah.
The left hand on the hip.
So baseline out of bounds, 14 on the clock for France. Almost stolen away. Badian keeps it, finds AI. She's going to drive and is fouled.
I'm feeling this is going to be a very long quarter. They're in the penalty with 3 minutes gone.
Pontejos. That's her 2nd personal. AI will head to the line. But yeah, you're right. We might be here a while.
I have a feeling we may.
3 minutes in.
Hopefully not, because all that's going to cause is the Philippines to have to make rotations they don't want to make. And they won't actually benefit from the next 17 minutes of basketball, because they won't have the rotations that they're going to be running for the next 4 games.
Very valid point. So 8 points now for AI. Tejos fake and gets swatted away by Gabby Williams. And oh no, I think Tejos might have came down on an ankle. I definitely don't want to see the replay on that. You can let me know, because I'm sure they're going to show it.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the
about
ankle
20
injuries,
times.
yeah.
I can't watch those. Nope, I'm not watching.
It wasn't too bad.
It was, but it's an ankle?
Yeah,
okay.
Right ankle. Basically, Gabby Williams came down on top of it and forced it a little bit sideways. She looks like she's in a lot of pain, and she's going to be helped off the floor by the medical staff.
I mean, ankle sprain, any kind of sprain is never fun. That initial shock to the body, but hopefully she'll be okay, because she's definitely a crucial piece to this team. And
absolutely huge. And she does look like she's in an awful lot of pain.
maybe it's one of those scenarios where she's out for the rest of this game and will try to come back for tomorrow. You know, I mean, you never know. Lacan from deep, and Layla Lacan is on the board for France.
And I love how Layla Lacan has become much more of a leader this season. Now she's had to be for Lond with all the changes they've had, and what an impact that's had at Lond, getting them to their first ever showcase EuroLeague women's event.
Pastrana will try from deep, but off the mark there. Janelle Salon is fouled, going to the rack by Ozar. Now Ozar's, she's got a few as well. That's her third, I believe. It's her fourth. Oh boy.
There's some problems now for Coach Aquino to have to work with.
Got, yeah, three players with 4 fouls.
And Pontejos probably won't want to risk her coming back in again, even if she does feel ready to do it.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth the risk, especially, as we said, so many games in not very many days.
Yeah.
Digna Dise with the basketball. Sugapong.
Nice.
Creates space, but can't finish.
Love that little dip of the shoulder just to create that separation.
They go inside to Badian. Nice little turnaround, and she gets the friendly bounce. Six points for Badian. And almost stolen away. It will stay with the Philippines. 15 seconds on the shot clock. And now looks like Joanna Santore are in for France. And that is stolen away by Layla Lacan. Torre thought about it, shot fake, and is fouled on the drive by Sugapong. So that will send Torre to the free throw line. Oh, my apologies, that is on Digna Dise. I think I assumed it was on Sugapong because she came up limping a little bit. Torre goes 1 for 2. Turnaround by Serrata is good. Like to see that again. It's a nice little attack by her. Ayai. Wow. I think that hit every part of the rim before it finally decided to go in.
Very much. And Ayai is just such a threat in so many ways. And at both ends of the floor as well, defensively, she's no slouch.
Pastrana. Nice little reversal, and she's fouled. So she'll head to the charity stripe.
And I like the directness, the aggression. You know, you look up and you see Johannes in front of you. It didn't put her off. She goes for that reverse lap, trying to get some angles off the glass. It's just nice, smart basketball. And it will pay off. These plays will continue to grow and build, and they will pay off.
Yeah, it's just experience, repetition, game-like repetitions. I mean, there's one thing to just do it, practice 5-on-0 type stuff, but...
there's no substitute. There's no way you can replicate all of this environment as well.
You just gotta play.
For the Philippines, this 40 minutes, how much is that actually worth to them in development, in the crowd, in the level of players they're playing against, the level of competition this is? It's just going to accelerate their development plan.
And Lacan takes it all the way. Basically had a runway from half court. Dignadise finds an open shooter in the corner. Off the mark, but Pingle's there for the rebound. No look pass, but does go off of the leg of Malonga. And here's that nice aggressive drive there by Layla Lacan. As she heads to the bench. Pauline Astier in for France. Serrata off the mark. Malonga running the floor extremely well. A little late pass, but it doesn't matter. Still got it to her.
And you have to reward your bigs. When they get out and run and they put their body to push that hard down the floor, get them the ball. Just give them the reward for carrying their body that far, that fast.
That was a nice rim run by Malonga. Pastrana. Nice little help defense from Pauline Astier, and she comes up with a steal. No look pass inside, extra. Astier misses. Sherry with the putback, not this time. And Dignadise now Hain looking to go one-on-one, little floater, and she connects for two. No look pass to Sherry by Mahim Johannes. And a timeout on the floor as this game is, I mean, 73-35 for France.
Yeah, it says it all, right? And you love to play with a player like Marine Johannes. All you have to do is make sure that you're ready for the pass.
Yes.
Even if you think this is never coming to me, you have to be ready and open.
Again, Sophia's here. Listen, Sophia's here. Ano ginagawa yung nakita nyo? It's either you do zoom action or go out, go away, right? Oh, what are you doing waiting for her to get ball screen? If you want to do ball screen, just do go ball screen. And this one 45, para we have a bigger gap here, right? Huh? Everybody's standing up and waiting to get the motion. Come on. Go together on three. 1, 2, 3.
It's that kind of play that brings the applaudit to Marine Johannes all the time. Look at the vision as well. She almost waited to make it a harder pass to deliver.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if
it's too easy.
Not almost.
I'm not passing that early. It's too easy. I'm going to wait till it's like a 9.5 on the difficulty scale. Then I'm going to ping you a pass. Okay.
Always on the highlight reel. This little backdoor cut. Floater isn't there, and here comes Mahim Johannes. And she is going to take it herself this time. I think she had everyone fooled.
But that's what it does. When she has that 2 or 3 plays as provider, people slag off her and give her the space because they're trying to cover the passing lanes.
And stolen away by Astier. Go up top to Malonga. Can't finish, but gets her own rebound and does not miss a second time. That might have been. Was that her first miss?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, it was, I think. Yeah.
Pingle. Pastrana. Now Dignadise will heave from 3. That one's off the mark. And Astier Gives it inside to Sherry. And Sherry converts for 2.
And now fatigue is starting to set in for the Philippines as well. You
I think
can
so
see
too.
the pace of the game, and because France have been able to rotate so much.
Yeah. And now that the Philippines have 3 of their players in foul trouble.
Yeah, the rotation becomes even shorter for them.
Nice crossover there by Dignadise, and she's fouled going to the rack. So that will be on Malonga. Yeah, got her on the arm there.
Nice weighted pass by Astier. And Astier is a really interesting one for me, because in this 12, and it's same at Women's Eurobasket in the summer, it felt like she was so underused, particularly in key games. She hardly saw the floor in the big games, the semi-final and the 3rd place game. And
I would agree with you. I don't think she was used properly at all.
You just missed the beat with her. She brings a different look at the point guard position. She plays more upright, which gives different looks, different angles for passes, and it'll be interesting to see if her minutes grow out a little bit further now. She's had limited minutes tonight, but it's a 5-game tournament.
And almost stolen away. Lots of bodies on the floor here. No look pass by Joannis. Unbelievable pass and vision.
That's the best pass of the lot so far for me.
I thought it was going to the corner. She had me fooled.
A wry smile on Marine Johannes's face as she let that one go. Phenomenal.
Yep, missed reversed by Ozar.
Wow,
and beautiful
Astier.
Pass by Astier to Minya Torre.
It's almost a competition now.
Yeah.
Who's the best passer on the floor right now? Come on.
Seriously. Nice little step back 3 is good from Dignadise. Nice little footwork on that one. And Astier gives it to Malonga. Gets it back. Kicks it to the corner for Sherry, and she connects for 3 at the end of 3 quarters. And France have completely blown this game open. I think they might review.
What, whether it's a 3 or a 2?
Maybe.
Or whether it was in time, maybe?
That was definitely in time.
Yeah. It must be whether the foot was on the line or not, if that's what they want to go and review.
They should be mic'd up, so yes, they are.
Is there any time of the game review for 2 versus 3? Can we have a close angle shot? Initial decision is a 2-pointer. Is there any way we have the other angle on the baseline? Okay. What other angle we have? We should have the foot on the line. For me, it's not clear and conclusive. It's not conclusive, right? Okay. You think? Okay. Do we see the separation? Yeah, but I don't.
It's not conclusive to on the line. From this one, the edge
exactly.
of the edge.
Yeah. Do you agree that we don't have clear and conclusive? Okay, so we keep our initial decision of a 3-pointer. So after review, we keep the as a 2. Okay. What time was that? 22.8. Okay.
Yeah, so I think they now will get the quarter break. I don't think they've gone. Have they gone to quarter break?
Oh, that didn't count as quarter break?
I don't know. Maybe it did. Hopefully it did. Oh no, it looks like we're on quarter break now.
I think
maybe?
now we're on quarter break. Maybe not.
Oh, no. That was quarter break. Okay.
Okay, so they're sticking with their original call on that play, obviously, as we saw and heard from the referees, so that what we thought was a 3 is now a 2.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing, it doesn't really, nothing has changed.
We are just 2 minutes further on in our lives.
Yes.
Nothing else has changed.
All right, fourth quarter underway here in Lyon, France. And France with a very large lead, 86-38, as Bernardino makes an impact right away as she spent quite some time on the bench.
And I think this is the all-in moment for Coach Aquino now. The 4-foul situation doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, and this matchup is going to be difficult for her as she's guarding Aminata Gay, and they go right to her. Oh, she misses the easy one.
She will not back down though.
No, she's not 4 fouls and she's not. She's like,
I'm not changing how I play. And you know, in a game like this, the 5th foul doesn't really matter, so you have to respect just the intensity.
All right. Johannes, little step back 3 is good.
It's just, there's a reason why she's called the Magician, right?
And Bernardino, this is, and it will go out of bounds on the Philippines. The ball goes to France. Johannes up top, finds Berniez. And is deflected out of bounds. So 10 seconds on the shot clock for France. Torre, nice little crossover. Nice pass inside as well.
That's a good take from Gay. That's not an easy take in traffic, just to secure that and secure it in a way that you can go straight up as well.
Right. De La Rosa will pull from 3, knocks it down. And they go back inside to Gay. Turns to her left shoulder and scores with ease.
And for me, Gay is definitely one of those players who this week, it's a really important week for her with regard to national team.
It's a tryout in a way.
Yeah, locking in that spot in the 12.
Oh, for sure.
If she has a standout week, it makes it a very difficult decision to not give her the opportunity.
And Luna Ozar knocks down a 3 for the Philippines. Back-to-back 3s for them. But yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think it is a little trial period with her. Go inside once again to Gay. And can't finish.
And I look at this, and just, it's nothing to do with the Philippines on this one. Is it fair to have Malonga and Gay on the floor at the same time in any game? It just feels like a cheat code.
Well,
just 2 players that strong, that much quality. It's going to be a fun week watching them play.
Sure is. Double team comes, and Gay put the ball in the wrong place, brought it down to her knees.
The Philippines went hunting on that.
Yes, they did. Berberabe goes behind the back. 1-footer. Get out of here.
That was a nice play.
That was a nasty move. Johannes, no look inside. Malonga can't finish. Misses twice, but Gay is there for the rebound. She misses as well. And finally gets it to go, plus the foul.
And you looked at De La Rosa, and De La Rosa went...
What can I do?
She literally stepped back and went... just...
And she's got 4 fouls.
Yeah. I'm on the wrong side of the box out.
Yeah.
I've got 4 fouls.
So yeah, you think with Gay and Malanga on the floor, but imagine if Ileana Rupert was here. That's just not fair.
And that's the other problem. How do you compile a 12? How do you pick your front court?
I have no idea. Thank God we're not in charge of that. But again, it's a luxury that they have.
It is, and it ultimately might not become a luxury. There's a lot of basketball to be played for a lot of these players between now and the World Cup,
Yes,
and injuries
1000%.
happen, and players lose form, and all of these things. So to actually be a World Cup contending team, you do need 20, 25 players that are all good enough to make your final 12. So you are in a position with if there are issues to actually have a 12 that are world beaters.
Yep.
Because let's be honest, the USA are going to have that.
Yes.
They're going to have that depth of talent where they can bring a world-class 12 together no matter what.
And the 12 that they have right now
Oh my goodness.
are not even the 12 that will
No, but how terrifying is the 12 they've got right now?
Terrifying, but they also are missing
Yeah.
Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson.
Sabrina.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes on.
And on, yeah. Berlin is going to be so much fun.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
And Mignon Touré knocks down a three-pointer for France. And Sugapong answers, adds 3 more for the Philippines.
13 points now for Sugapong. That's a good night against this French team.
And Malanga knocks down the long 2 on the other end for France. And breaks the 100 mark for them. And a foul on Malanga. France has scored 101 points, and they still have a couple players that haven't scored yet.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
And Touré loses it, but Berniez gets it back, finds Salon. Roman Berniez can't hit the 3, and she's one of the 2 players that have not scored yet for France. And Bernardino comes flying in and adds 2 more. She's got 6 points tonight. A lot of contact on the drive from Astier. Can't get it to go. Sugapong gives it inside to De La Rosa, off the glass for 2.
And it's the one thing for me with Astier in the national team. She still, I don't think, has found quite the balance between facilitator and scorer. She's always looking for the facilitation for teammates, and sometimes it's turning down her own look. And she just needs to be sometimes maybe a little bit more confident and aggressive to get hers as well.
Dino is fouled. So ball on the baseline now.
She's not going to get away with a hook there.
Yeah. Imagine that would get her 5th.
Well, that'd be a horrible way to go.
Yes, it would. An air ball, but Ozar tried to save it. Unfortunately, stepped out of bounds. Astier and Berniez have not yet scored. And turned it over on that possession. Bernardino looking to go coast to coast. Uses her body and finishes with contact. Astier kicks it to Touré for 3. Mignon Touré knocks it down.
just a never-ending wave of offense from France. You know, you think you see Johannes head to the bench and go, I might get a little easier, and then Toure steps in, hits a three, and it's just relentless basketball. So hard to keep the intensity up constantly for 40 minutes, but to beat this French team this year and in this tournament, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to deliver a full 40 minutes.
Oh, absolutely, especially with them being on their home court. It's not going to be easy to get a win here versus them.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
But yeah, France, they have 5 players, 5 players in double figures. Obviously, with a score of 104, they still have almost 4 minutes left to go here in the fourth.
And for me, more importantly, every player has played pretty much double digits. The only player who hasn't is Aminata Gueye, and that's great. From a coaching perspective, you know, Coach Dupin's going to be very happy. He's given players minutes. They've got out. They've started to gel and create those bonds between them in this tournament, and it's setting them up nicely as they will face harder games. You know, the weekend slate for them, the Saturday, Sunday games, according to the form book, the 2 tougher games, the Saturday night against Germany, which will be an absolute maniacal atmosphere for that one, is going to be a really interesting game.
And what day is that? What day are we now? What day is it? Wednesday?
Where are we? What's going on?
So those are games 3 and 4, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for them that, I mean, so far no one has played over 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If I'm Coach Dupin, I want to try and keep it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, they've got Colombia tomorrow night, which again isn't necessarily going to be their most challenging game on paper, but Colombia will have had a lot of lessons from their game earlier today, their defeat earlier today. They'll have taken a lot of lessons from that, and then will come back the next step up the path. You know, like the Philippines will play their game tomorrow against Germany, a better team than when they started this game against France. And it is, you know, they're the challenges that the so-called bigger basketball nations have to keep facing, these teams that are growing and getting better every game.
So I think Dignadise had to come in. Might have been blood.
Yeah, I think there's a cut being dealt with at the moment.
And France, double team. And my goodness, what a tough shot by Bernardino. She now has 10 points. Extra pass to Janelle Salon, and that one goes around and out. Ozar throws it away, but body's on the floor. Bernardino is definitely out of bounds while touching the basketball. So gotta love the effort though by your captain, still diving on the basketball, down 40 points. Toure finds Lacan, wide open 3 from the wing. Can't get it to go. Berniez comes up with the board. And go inside to Badian. Kick it back out, extra pass to Toure. And Minya Toure knocks it down. Sugapong. Bernardino drives, kicks it out. A shot clock violation.
And that defensive phase from France tells me more about them than any of their offense. They are dominating this game. The game is won, but they are not stopping. They are not taking a possession off defensively. every single player on the floor is 100% committed to their role defensively, even at this stage of a game. That tells you so much of the mindset of this French team.
Lacan. It's the offensive foul. And frustration right away from her. Maybe got her with the left hand, left elbow.
I think that left arm came up, and that's what the whistle was for.
De La Rosa. Wow. Knocks down the three. She's now with 11 points.
Third double-digit player for the Philippines, and they'll take some real positives from this game because, as I said, France haven't taken a possession off defensively. It's not like they've kind of slipped it into cruise control and you can get some points because we're kind of done with the game now. They keep playing defense, and you know, some of these players, Sugapon 13 points, De La Rosa 11 points, Bernardino with 10 points. They've been hard-earned. They should take a huge amount of pride out of that.
To be honest, 64 points against France is...
That's nothing to be sniffed at,
yeah, like
right?
part of me, you're saying that France is still playing defense, which I really do believe that, but I'm wondering, are they going to be upset that they gave up this many points?
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's where the negatives and the feedback will come from in that game, in the game tape session that they have, will be, okay, defensively, we gave up too much. And I'll be honest, I think it will come from the fact they've given up 7 threes.
Yes.
It will be about that perimeter.
Badian knocks down the 2. Yeah, but on the flip side, like I said, if I'm the Philippines, I'm happy. Now, you scored 64 points against a very strong defensive team.
Exceptionally good defensive team. Both as a collective and as individuals, these are very good defensively focused players.
Bernardino comes up with the rebound. And she'll pull from the free throw line.
And it's those lapses that I think, and you can see Coach Tupan's kind of body tone, holding his face, kind of like, we're kind of winning this game and the game's done, but still, we shouldn't be giving that space.
Yes. Lacan is fouled.
And the crowd are enjoying themselves. They have all day, to be fair. Everyone that's been here for all 3 games has brought a wonderful atmosphere.
Yes, they have. I think the atmosphere is only going to get better. This is day 1, and it's been fantastic so far.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
It is a Wednesday. That's why I had to ask what day is it, because I'm very confused. Goes 2 from 2. Sugapong will pull from deep. It's the back iron and a foul on the rebound. So that will send... Yeah, we're definitely shooting free throws. Oh, no, we're not. And that's Bernardino's 5th.
And it's nice to kind of bow out and get our own round of applause. 12.6 boards and a steal. It's not a bad stat line for Bernardino. Yeah, that was just my legs are done now. I'm not over chasing you on a transition defense. I'm just going to pull your arm and I can get an early loss.
And France turns it over. So Philippines here, 7 seconds left. Throw it up ahead, and Ozar was not looking at all.
Ozar was not expecting that pass. And as it went straight out, we'll head straight back down to the other end.
And so France will take it out on the baseline, 7.1. Go inside to Gay, and she'll take it herself and gets it to go. And that will do it, folks. France starting off extremely well at home with a huge win, 115-66 over the Philippines. And what a great way for them to start this qualifying tournament off.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's the scoreline they will have wanted. They will have expected to a certain degree that expectation, that pressure on the shoulders. The home team, first game of the tournament against an underdog. They had to deliver, and let's be honest, every player that came onto the floor for France this evening did just that. They delivered, you know, in every phase, offensive, defensive. They really did bring together a complete performance.
And almost everybody scored for France. The two players, even though they did not score, they still contributed in other ways. Romain Berniez had 5 assists, Pauline Astier 6 assists, even though they didn't score. And that just goes to show you they're capable of doing, I mean, this France team is capable of doing so many different things. They're so talented and versatile in almost every position. Are they, or are they not, a real contender to win the World Cup?
Yeah, I think they are, and that actually could be their problem, that they can't be complacent. You know, we're raving and ranting, and rightfully so, but they've got to get the job done here this week.
Yes.
They've got to
we can't skip
get
ahead.
that.
They haven't qualified yet, but you're
for Germany and Nigeria, they can kind of, it's still important, but it's not to the same level. France have to lock in. It has to be qualification first. Once we have the ticket, once we have our flights booked to Berlin, then we can start enjoying it, or whatever it is, celebrating a little bit more. But
and right now, Dominique Malonga receiving the player of the game, obviously with her stat line: 21 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist in just under 19 minutes. And we can't forget that monster dunk.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be allowed to. I think my social media is going to be plagued by you. You and Malonga. The next 48 hours of my life, I'm going to be hounded.
I apologize to everyone now. Me screaming into the microphone. It's not every day you see a woman throw down like that. I mean,
it's becoming more often.
I know.
This is becoming more often, that's for sure.
On an international stage like this, like,
it's good.
And to do it at home, that's great for her.
Absolutely.
Very
it
cool.
brings the spotlight to the game, and that's never a bad thing.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the fourth quarter best plays on both sides here. We did talk a little bit about some of the Philippine players who were in double figures. De La Rosa with 11 points, 3 rebounds. Afriel Bernardino was in foul trouble for most of the game, but did have 12.6 rebounds. And then their top scorer with 13 points was Sumaya Sugapong with 13 and 2 rebounds, excuse me. And then for France, my goodness, so many players in double figures. 6 players in double figures, but Dominique Malonga did lead the way for them. 21 points, 9 rebounds. Minya Torre with 14 points. Janelle Salon with 13 and 8 rebounds. And Alexia Sherry with 16 points as well. I mean, contributions left and right from the entire team of France, as they did score the most points today with 115.
Yeah, a huge tally, and like I said, they kind of had nothing to win here today going into the game, but they've done exactly what they needed to do. A full 12-player performance, a full 40 minutes of not taking a possession off, and delivering a commanding performance to kind of make that opening statement of, this is our tournament, our hard, you know, our floor, and we're going to deliver.
All right, so these are the standings right now after game day 1. And we've got so much more basketball ahead of us this week. Obviously, a huge win tonight with France, 115-66 versus the Philippines. And those 5 teams have already qualified for the World Cup, but still several tickets waiting to get punched to go to Berlin. And we've got so much more basketball coming your way tomorrow, so stay with us. We will be back. Thank you for joining me. And France with a huge home win, 115-66 over the Philippines. Have a good night, folks.